What's going on, guys? Again, it's Nick McFarland here at the Weight House in College Park. It's time for another wow. Let's go. Alright guys, so again, it is Nick here at the Weight House and it's time for another wow. This week is going to be on core. I had a few requests last week to get another core workout in. So I'm going to give you some different exercises that you can do. Again, as always, this is something that you probably wouldn't do just as a workout, something that you can kind of piece together with any of the other workouts that I've given you so far. All of them, except for one, are going to be over on the cable machine. So let's get started. Great, so for the first movement, we're going to use this straight bar right here. And as long as you have one side of the cable machine available, then really that's all you need. So we're going to take this. We want the actual cable set up about chest height. You're going to go ahead and hook that into there. Make sure you have a manageable weight. And we want to stick the bar straight out in front of us, like so. And then what we're going to do is actually walk out. Now, as we're taking those steps out, what's going to happen is the cable's going to want to push you this way. So what we're going to do is grab this, push it out, arms about shoulder width, maybe a little bit wider. And then what we want to do is kind of walk out and really try your hardest to keep this bar nice and straight. Obviously, it's going to want to go like that, but you're going to want to focus on trying to keep it as straight as possible. We're going to go straight forward and then straight back. Okay? Usually I do something like this like 2 to 3 times before I switch sides. So go ahead and do that. Now if you did it this way, you're going to want to even yourself out. Come on this side. And then we're going to do the same exact thing. We're going to walk out, really focus on your core, staying nice and straight. Come and walk back. Okay, and it's real easy to do. Really, this side, whatever side's closest to the weight, is the one that's going to be pushing, and the opposite side's almost like pulling the post to keep everything straight. All right, so now that's one way. Now the second way, you're going to get this in a different part of the core, and now we're going to be pulling with the closest hand and then pushing with the further hand from the post. So we're going to come out, shoulder width, and then go ahead and try to walk straight back. Again, make sure that you watch behind you before you go, that nothing is in your way. Then you're going to want to switch. Just like so. So that's 2 different movements. Although they're identical, you're going to get a different part of the core that's going to be engaged to try to hold your body straight up and down. Start really light. Once you get comfortable with it, then you can incrementally add weight from there. All right? So that's 1 and 2. Now, the next one is really easy. All you need is some space. You're just gonna come down into a plank. Like so. And then what you're going to do is you wanna focus on tilting your pelvis and then tilting it back in. So what we're doing is we're actually doing a little crunch already in a plank. So we're gonna tilt out, crunch in. Tilt out, crunch in. So with that exercise, it's actually twofold. You're doing your standard plank, but then in addition to that, you're adding a crunch into it while you're doing the plank. So adds another element of difficulty as well, okay? So there's number 3, and then we're gonna jump over to this side to show you number 4. This is probably one of my favorite workouts. So we're gonna come here. I always like to pull the rope down and put my hands right to the side of my head and kind of use my thumbs as indicators on where my hands need to be, because we don't want to crimp our neck like that. We want to keep our neck nice and neutral. So we're going to come down here like this, keep our hips where they're at. Just like that. Now with that, you really want to focus on your hips being still. What happens a lot is when people are here, what they do is they actually sit down and they bring their hips down to their feet. What you want to do is focus on keeping your hips there and not moving. Extend your core and then crunch. Just like that. It's definitely a different workout. If you've never done it before, it takes a little bit to get used to, but once you get it, it really feels really great. And I think it's one of those workouts that you really feel the difference directly after you're done doing it. So there's the 4 workouts for this week. Some awesome movements to add into any core routine. If you have any questions about the video, please go ahead and leave that below. Also, if you have any suggestions for any of the wows that we'll do in the future, leave those below as well. Please, if you haven't already, go ahead and like this video. And of course, make sure you subscribe. And as always, love, peace, and calories. We'll see you next week. So there is the wow for the week. I'm gonna go answer that. Thanks for calling the Weight House in College Park. This is Nick. Hello. Yeah, I'll have 5 pizzas, please. Yeah, and a Diet Coke, that's great. Thanks.